HowToInk is a homegrown printmaking studio focusing on experimental and traditional printmaking methods. HowToInk is inspired by the Chinese character for printing, How-to-Ink. The studio strives to keep traditional printmaking alive in Singapore through workshops and courses. One of the most common printing methods used in Singapore, silkscreen printing is often used for transferring designs onto tote bags and t-shirts. Though much of the silkscreen printing in Singapore now is automated, the key techniques are still used to produce large quantity signs and posters in limited quantities. For example, this poster here will be very familiar to Singaporean men and is an excellent example of silkscreen printing. Hi, I'm Stanley from HowToInk. Today I'll be introducing silkscreen printing. Okay, first to start off silkscreen printing, we need photo emulsion. This thing acts as a stencil to cover up the frame itself. This is a very light sensitive chemical. So for it to be light sensitive, you need to add in this photosynthesizer and mix it together in order for it to be light sensitive. So afterwards, once it's coated, when it's drying, you have to be working in the dark so that it will not overexpose into the emulsion itself. So how to coat it onto the frame? You need to use this emulsion coater. So this coater will pour the emulsion onto it. After that, using this coater and slowly coat it onto the frame itself. That part, I will show you later on how to do it. And everything before this, we need to have the design. So the design itself, we have to print it onto a transparency. It have to be full black in order to block out the light. Everything after this finish already, okay, we will proceed on to the printing part. Printing part, we will need a squeegee and ink itself. And afterwards, everything, all this is done already, we will know how to print it on the paper itself. For the first part of the silkscreen printing process, I'll be mixing the photo synthesizer into the photo emulsion. As you can see now, it's like light blue, so after I'm mixing it, it will become dark blue. Right now, you can see that the emulsion is ready. It's darkened already. And it's been after 15 minutes for the chemical to react. Right now, I need to pour it into the emulsion coater. And while pouring it, make sure that the emulsion is evenly spread out, so that when you're coating it on the screen, everything will be even. Once it's quite even, everything touches the screen really, just pull it up gently. And that's how you coat the screen with the emulsion coater. Right now, covering everything in the dark is because the photo emulsion is very sensitive to the light. So now you can see the design is coming off. And you need the water to rinse it through so that those unexposed parts will soften. And now you see, make sure that everything is clean. Make sure there's no little parts that are blocking, so if not, the ink will not flow through. Now we are done with the drying part. Now we need to paste all those parts that we are not supposed to print on, because there's gaps in between here. So in order the ink to flow it through those parts that we don't want to print, we use masking tape and tape the side off. And now it's stand by for printing. Get a piece of paper. Now we need to hinge, just to hook onto the frame itself. So when you put the ink, the same thing as same logic as the emulsion. Make sure the ink is spread out evenly. And apply slight pressure and pull it fast. So here it goes. With that sound, that means that you're doing it right. That's the design.